Hasselblad. If I poured coffee on you, would you photo? CAFFENOL. Okay? CAFFENOL. The best part of waking up is developing your photos with coffee. Me. Hello, it's me. I'm Steven Allen. How are you doing today? Hit the subscribe button if you like taking photos and let me know if you've ever developed at home. CAFFENOL is a process by which people use coffee to develop negatives, film. And I do have a video talking about the ingredients that you will need for the CAFFENOL, so check that video out and watch this video first and then go check that video out, okay? CAFFENOL is risky because you don't know exactly what you will end up with. You shouldn't like say, oh, okay, I have some rolls, the film, they haven't been developed. I guess I'll try developing them with CAFFENOL. Don't do that. Send those off or get the right chemicals and do that the right way, especially if you do not know what's on the roll, because it could be something you really care about. But if it's something that you say, I'm taking these photos because I want to develop with you know what you're doing. So
look at my little sister. Is Jimmy a lucky fella?
That's the thing. I wouldn't rely on CAFFENOL as a thing to do. This is more of a stylistic choice. This is more of a experimental thing. It's more of a, I'm doing this as a choice. And then I like CAFFENOL because they're regular ingredients that you can find, order on Amazon. They're not some crazy stuff, as far as I know. And it has a really long shelf life in its dry form. And all the ingredients are dry, except for the water. And then the water makes it all wet. But they last a long time. You don't have to worry about like, okay, I opened this developer for black and white or for color, and it's going to expire in 6 months. Like this, even if it did expire, like this expires on May 7th of this year. I'm like, even if this does expire, I'm gonna still use it for a little bit and see how that works. Do you drink instant coffee? I'm not a coffee drinker, but instant coffee just seems very weird. Fun. The process for scanning is a whole thing because there's not like an agreed upon method for scanning negatives that I could find online. For my process, I like to scan the negative as a TIFF file, as large as possible where I can get all the quality out of the negative. I don't reverse it to a positive, I just let it stay in whatever form it is. And I save that to the hard drive, and then I also, at the same time, scan a little JPEG preview where the negative is reversed to a positive, but really small enough where it's not taking any space, but large enough where I can like see what it looks like. Just so when it's on my hard drive, I have the full negative and then I have the little JPEG, and I can just click on the little JPEGs and see like, oh, which image do I actually want to open up to edit? So convenient. That's my process. And I know different people do different things. And I was like, why wouldn't you just want the negative as it is? Like, I don't crop it out or anything. I just keep it as raw as possible, as if it was like red raw footage, just raw. I should probably stop saying that. Anyway, I just try to keep it as what it is as it is. And then I can manipulate it later with a Photoshop. So with CAFFENOL, there are different recipes. There are many different recipes. And I tried developing with CAFFENOL and I didn't have the best results, but I do like what happened with it. It just doesn't look like, you know, when you have it developed professionally, of course, because you're developing with coffee. I do have other videos on this channel about the Hasselblad 500CM right here and this phase 1 P20 digital back. So check that out. It's in the card. It's in the description. This is the month of Hasselblad. This is March Madness for Hasselblad on this channel. So more videos around this camera. So check out my videos. Check them out because there are more videos to watch right the Hasselblad. Okay? This is my negative book. I have some gloves here. I guess I will put them on so I can be fancy. I'm like, who is this? Is this safe to show? You know, like sometimes people get a bit nosy on YouTube and then you can show something and people figure stuff out about you. So I'm not going to show that because I'm not for sure. This is 35 mil as a negative. That's 35 mil. And that's developed regularly. So this is the CAFFENOL. You can see it's super dark. You can't really see anything at all. And then when you shine a light, maybe you can see something. I don't know. I had to like really put it up to the light and then I could see it. But anyway, let's go to the 120. I shot some black and white and I had this developed at a lab. Oh, how did that get messed up? A little negative got bent at the bottom? No, ma'am. So you can actually see the image without like really getting super close to it and throwing so much light on it. This is also developed at a lab professionally. The negative is much darker here. You can still see an image. What's going on? And then this one is also 120, but I did this with CAFFENOL and the negatives came out so dark. It's like black. You can't see hardly anything at all. It looks like a oops. And when I developed it initially, I was like, oh no, I just lost all of the images. But if I shine the light on it, then I can see it. I just have to put this super close to some light and then I can make out an image. So because of that, the images turned out really grainy, but I like the look of it. Check out my music. Fight fire with my heart, make me come apart. I need you out of my brain. Buy, play, stream, hear it now. Even though the negatives were really dark from the CAFFENOL, I was still able to pull an image with the scan. If you want to see a better look at the images, you can go to my Patreon. They are available there. Become a Patreon patron today. So I was in New York City getting some images. They came out pretty grainy. And now that I'm actually looking at it, I'm looking at my iPad, my iPad right now. They're not as dark as I thought, or they're not as grainy as I thought that they were. I mean, I see some lines in it, but the images are pretty sharp and that's more of a camera thing. I like the contrast. It's of course black and white. This was Kodak UltraMax 400 film, so color film. I'm not sure if I would have had better results if I used black and white film for this process. I think maybe because that's, I believe, what I read, but I really do like the look. I feel like if you want to capture like some precious memories, then maybe you don't want to do this process, but like if you're going on a trip and you're taking photos with your cell phone, other people are taking photos with this, you have like those good images. This is just like a more stylistic kind of thing to capture a moment. I do want to do this process again with a better recipe. Now looking at those photos, I feel like that recipe worked pretty well. I think I just want like the negatives to be a bit better.
Yeah, that's a swell idea.
And even though it's coffee, I did wear gloves and I wore goggles during the process. I treated them like they were dangerous chemicals because, I don't know, when you mix that stuff together with some other stuff, it could turn into something completely different. You don't know what it will be. I like that you can make batches of the CAFFENOL whenever you need to. So you don't have to make some CAFFENOL developer and then, you know, let it sit in a bottle and then it gets all grungy and weird and you don't know if it's going to be good or not because it's been sitting for a while. You can just make a new batch because it's just a little bit of instant coffee and some other ingredients that, you know, just, it's fine. And they're not expensive and they're just whatever. So CAFFENOL is a fun thing to try out, to play around with, and we will do more. Live more, be more, do more, see more, right? Good. Have you ever tried CAFFENOL? The plan is to post 3 times a week, Monday and Thursday and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see. Again, we'll see. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up and do something to the bell. Tap it. so you can unlock those post notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Visit my website, Prillen.com, where you can see my store, my blog, my merch, my art, my clothing, my music, and all of that good stuff and more. And until next time, take a little time to make art and be brilliant. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Fun. Some people don't wear gloves or goggles for developing photos, and they're using those, you know, those intense, legit stuff, but I don't want to play those games. Nope.